Welcome to Online Marketing 101, and welcome back to Step 3 in creating your client conversation. I'm so excited to bring you this step because it can be so powerful for your practice. It's a little bit management consulting and marketing, all powered by the law of attraction. But if you get this right, it can make such a difference in your practice. I know it has for us. So one of the core beliefs Sherry and I have is in the law of attraction. If you're not familiar with it, it's a spiritual law that works on the energetic level and is based on the concept that like attracts like. Where the law of attraction is so helpful in business is in the understanding of this concept and talking only about what you want. Probably the biggest key to my success in sales and marketing has been this one main point. During the marketing and sales process, I only want to talk about what I want and what I want the client to know about my solution for his pain. So how do you know what to talk about? Well, in the introduction, we raised the question about your intention or your why for being in business. Understanding your motivations and intentions will help you be clear about what you're offering and is an important first step to determining if you and your client are in harmony. If your client relationship is not in harmony, you will have limited appeal with your client and will have a hard time differentiating yourself from your competition. In step 1, we change the focus to your client to visualize who you consider to be your ideal client by creating a client persona. And in step 2, we defined what's important to your client and what are their core issues or challenges. These 2 steps, which you hopefully have completed, will help you visualize your ideal client and understand what's important to them. It's much easier and more effective for you to write your marketing message to a specific person you know really well than some faceless market with which you have no connection. This is setting the foundation for telling the story we call your client conversation. In comparing how your intentions for your business match up to your client's core issues or needs, you hopefully began to see how the law of attraction's basic concept of like attracts like can work to help you attract more clients. The closer your practice intentions match up to the core needs of your client, the easier it is to attract more of them. While this concept works really well on the energetic level, it's also really sound marketing, because clients respond really well when you identify their core need or pain and can talk about how your service has a unique solution. The sooner we can talk about the solution, especially if it's a unique solution, the better chance we have of having our marketing message resonate with our client and forming a relationship at a much deeper and more meaningful way. While it's common in marketing for businesses to talk about their modality and specifications and features, clients really buy solutions to their needs, not modalities. For an example, last week we talked about the differences between marketing craniosacral therapy and visceral manipulation versus relieving migraines. If your client's conversation is all about your modality and appealing to the client's logic, you will never be able to convert a high degree of clients and differentiate yourself from your competition. This approach of selling your modality generally leads to discounting and other high-pressure tactics to close the buying process because you have little to differentiate yourself from the others. Here's another good example I just found of an ad for knee pain. The product's name is Arthrozine. Who would have ever thought of searching on that? But if you search on how to lubricate stiff joints or quick pain relief without dangerous drugs or risky surgery, I think you could probably be able to find it. I actually just found this ad and thought it was a great example of marketing the benefits, not the modality. And I still don't know how they lubricate stiff joints and get quick pain relief. But by adding the without dangerous drugs or risky surgery, they are appealing to your emotions, namely fear. So they're giving you the unique benefit, which is lubricate stiff joints, for the core issue, which is pain relief, and then reinforcing the message with emotions, fear. So you can see how there's a much better way to convert a higher percentage of clients that starts at the emotional level. If you're able to establish rapport with your client at an emotional level and reinforce the sale on a logical level, you have a winning combination that's really hard to beat. Talking about your service will not bring you any closer to an emotional connection, and chances are good that your prospective client will consider your service as being all the same as all the others. If your current marketing message is talking all about your service or modality, this will be a big shift for you and may be a hard concept to grasp. I've known many practitioners that go right into talking about their modality as soon as they're in a selling situation without understanding anything about their client's needs. But once you change your marketing message to talk about how your unique solution solves their core issue or pain, a whole new goldmine will open up to you. So how do you do this? In this step, you'll find out how your solution compares to your competition and how you fit in the overall market. Once you understand your positionings, you can create a conversation that positions you as an authority by talking about your unique solution, hopefully in a way that your client has not thought of before, and in a different way than your competition. Once you know how you compare with your competition from your client's viewpoint, you'll know how to steer the conversation in a way that brings out your strengths and overcomes your weaknesses in a way that's not high pressure or salesy. The only way you can do this effectively is if you see it the way your client would as they go through the buying process. In this process I'm going to show you, we're going to do this fun exercise by first understanding what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then do the same for your competition. For those of you that have never done this before, this may be a real wake-up call as you see yourselves from the client's viewpoint. This one step has totally transformed some businesses. I know for me, it's the cornerstone of my success. How do you find out what your strengths and weaknesses are? I found the best way is to act like your client and experience the buying process like they do. So get out your phones and Google it. So where do you start? Here's the action step. This segment is all about action. To help you start, I've created a worksheet that you can download. You can use my Excel spreadsheet and then convert it into a Google Sheet. And I've got a tutorial on how to do this in the portal. This action step will be the foundation for many other steps in the process, so don't shortcut it. In your worksheet, first you'll want to copy and paste your website URL, your Facebook page URL, and any other social media site or sites you advertise on or you use in your marketing. Then you'll want to go to all the different ads and review all the content you are distributing. What is the message you are offering to your prospective clients? Is this messaging targeted to specific needs or target markets, or is it a generic message for everyone? Write down what the main selling points are and any specific information as you would if you were becoming a client. Notice any holes or lack of information or not being able to find your service. An important point to remember is to write down the impressions you get from your own marketing, not what you already think about your service. Try to suspend your own preconceived ideas about your modality, service, and your practice until you see it from your client's perspective. When you're done going through all your online marketing message, take a moment and write down the main selling points you got out of your marketing. If you did not know you, what would you be thinking about your service? And write that down. Then you're going to do the same for your competition. Make sure you record all your competition's website URLs, Facebook page URLs, and any other social media sites you can find your competition using that looks like it's being successful, and then record it in your spreadsheet. Start with the competition you already know about from your experience. Then go back to your list of client persona's main pain points you hopefully completed in the last step. Use these pain points to Google search for new and alternative competition, just like a prospective client would. So in our example, you would search for cranial therapy and visceral manipulation, and then you would also start searching for things like relieving migraines. and relieving migraines without drugs, or different ways you'd search for the solution of migraine relief. Once you've researched all the main and alternative solutions and competition for your competitor's service, go to all their marketing platforms, their websites, Facebook pages, and any other social media accounts they're using that look successful. Make sure you record all the links to their pages on the worksheet, as you'll be using that a little later. Make sure you check out their Facebook pages and go all the way down the Facebook page, as this is a really good way to see if marketing pieces are successful and to see what they've been using, and if they've been using it for a while and have a lot of likes, comments, or engagements, it probably means it's pretty good. If it has, it means that this is resonating with their client base and probably will be for you too. Think about how you can use the same angle. You'll want to copy and paste anything that they're using that you may want to model. You'll also may want to record any marketing that's not working so you don't make the same mistake. And one of the fastest and most successful ways you can attract more clients is to reverse engineer a competitive campaign that's already working. Many times I find that after completely understanding someone else's successful campaign, I can find a way to tweak it, and that'll make it even better. Some of the best tools to dissect the competition's website are SimilarWeb.com and BuzzSumo.com. You will really want to check out these tools because it will show you all kinds of intelligence on your competition's websites. Down below this video, there's a tutorial video on how to use SimilarWeb and BuzzSumo. They're amazing tools if you're in a very competitive market and really want to get deeper into this process of investigating your competition. This is where you'll want to cut and paste all the URLs you found and get a much better idea of where their traffic is coming from and what their traffic is. So if it's working for them, it may work for you too. While you're experiencing your competition's buying experience, you'll also want to sign up for any and all newsletters, email offers, promotions, as this will tell you what your competition's doing after you sign up that you may be missing from just visiting their website. It will also tip you off to any specials, promotions, or sales they may be running that you should consider when making your own offer. Once you have a full understanding of the marketing intelligence that your niche is doing, compare your product offering to theirs from your client's perspective. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Write them down on your worksheet. Based on this market intelligence, can you reposition your weaknesses and alter the conversation to give you any advantage? After reflecting on your weaknesses, do you see any that can be changed into strengths by changing your perspective or the perspective of your client? Another way to overcome an objection is to change the perspective and teach for differentiation, so they think about the objection in a way they've not thought of before. Offering insight about the client's pain that adds value and gets your client to think about his challenges in a new and different light can be one of the most powerful sales strategies of them all. Once you've identified your weaknesses and compare your offering to your competition, I want you to write down the best wording on how you overcome those weaknesses and any common objections you encounter in your sales process. This is so important if your service or modality has some basic objections that commonly need to be overcome before they'll move forward with a sale. This process will allow you to standardize on the most effective, and later will show you how you can test different responses and optimize your results. So the quicker and better you can bring those objections out and overcome those objections or reposition them as advantages, the quicker the client will flow into the buying mode. This is why we'll be using this when we are crafting your welcome series emails. And once you understand you and your competition's strengths and weaknesses and how you're positioned in the market, you'll be better able to create your client conversation that talks about what you want and leads your client through the sales cycle to a happy close. Well, that's what I've got for you today. This is a big one, so start right away and have fun with it. Our next video is a great one, as you're going to take what you've learned in this step and use it to find your authentic voice to tell your story in a new and powerful way. So don't delay. Start on this right away. And thanks a lot for watching.